Hi everyone, this is your Hurricane Tracker video update for September 28th of 2010. And we do have a new tropical depression here in the Western Caribbean. And so we will get you updated on Tropical Depression 16 and its impacts to southern Florida here over the next couple of days. We also have a couple of tropical waves, one here in the Western Atlantic. Very low chance of development, so we're not concerned about that. And then also one here in the Eastern Pacific, and also very low chance of development with that tropical wave. Well, let's get you updated here first with Tropical Depression 16. As of the first advisory issued on the storm by the Hurricane Center just a few minutes ago, the storm is moving to the north-northeast at 10 miles an hour, has maximum sustained winds at 35 miles an hour. And we do have tropical storm warnings and watches that have been issued in association with the depression. First of all, we do have a tropical storm warning for the entire part of the Florida Keys, most of the Bahama Islands here east of Florida, and then also here in the coastlines of northern and southern Cuba. And looks like the Cayman Islands as well. Now, as far as tropical storm warnings for Florida, there is a tropical storm warning from Jupiter Inlet south here to East Cape Sable, which includes the greater Miami area. And we have tropical storm watches that have been issued as well. The first one here on the east coast of Florida is issued from Jupiter Inlet north to Sebastian Inlet. And then there's a tropical storm watch for the west coast of Florida, right about in here, issued from north of East Cape Sable to Chokoloskee, Florida. So if you live in these areas, do expect heavy wind, not heavy winds, but tropical storm force gust at least, and some on and off tropical downpours beginning later today through tomorrow night. Now, the depression does have lots of precipitation associated with it, but most of the precipitation is located east of the actual center. And if you're looking here, the center is located in about this position. And most of the precipitation right now, based on the current structure of the storm, should pass east of this line. So east of southern Florida is where we're expecting the greatest impact. So mainly here over the Bahama Islands is where most of the gusty winds above tropical storm force and the heaviest precipitation should occur. Now, there is some south to southwesterly shear here in the upper levels that is limiting intensification. And the storm's going to be interacting with the landmass of Cuba, and that should also limit intensification here over the next 48 hours. Nonetheless, once the storm reemerges back over open water in about this area, the Hurricane Center is projecting winds to get up to about 45 miles an hour. And the depression is going to continue to move on a general northeast to north-northeastern track due to an upper level trough here over the United States, which is helping to steer it northeastward. And we have a high pressure ridge out here, which is also helping to move the storm northeastward as winds around the high pressure are coming from the south and the southeast here in this direction. So basically what I'm getting at is the track forecast. Hurricane Center is very confident it will be within this shaded white cone. Now, there are a couple of computer models that do want to bring the storm to near hurricane strength once it gets here over the open waters of the, right there below the Florida Keys. And but right now, odds are this storm should strengthen into Tropical Storm Nicole and should not become anything more than a moderate tropical storm, just bringing some gusty winds and some heavy rains to this region. Now, this weekend, the storm will continue to move northeastward here, and it should be impacting the Carolinas sometime on Friday, and then even the mid-Atlantic and the northeastern coastlines sometime late this weekend into early next week. So if you live on the East Coast, north of Florida, keep an eye on the system, and just keep in mind that the effects of this tropical depression may be felt all the way up the East Coast, mainly in the form of a very heavy rainfall. Now, a little more details here on the organization and the steering here with Tropical Depression 16. I want to point out this image here I've created. This is where the center of the storm is currently located, and the red arrow is going to be indicating the future track of the storm. Now, what I want you to notice, here's the circulation, but all of the heavy precipitation right now is located well east of the storm. So if this current structure holds true, when the center passes near the greater Miami area sometime tomorrow afternoon, most of the heavy winds and rain should be located well east of the center. Now, that's not to say by any means that southeastern Florida will not receive any heavy rains or gusty winds, as you will, hence the tropical storm warnings for this area. But right now, based on the current structure, most of the bad weather should pass east of South Florida. And if that changes, we will keep you updated. And just to let you know, there are some computer models that are showing the development of another storm down here in the Caribbean sometime next week. And it would take the general same track as Tropical Depression 16, but that's very far out. We'll keep you updated. But the main thing I want you to take away from that is down here in the Caribbean, from Cancun to Cozumel, southern Cuba, the Cayman Islands, it's expected to stay very unsettled, often on tropical downpours as pressures are very low in this area. So if you have any travel plans to Cancun, Cozumel, or the Cayman Islands, or even Jamaica over the next 7 days, do expect unsettled weather with the possibility in about 5 to 7 days of another tropical system developing from this unsettled weather here in the Caribbean Sea. And since the storm is going to be approaching land here, we're going to try to come back with another video update later tonight once the evening update from the Hurricane Center comes out. And we'll keep you updated as often as possible through the application and also the audio updates as far as the future impacts of Tropical Depression 16 here to southeastern Florida. And before we let you go, I want to let you take a look at the the satellite imagery associated with this storm. And it just further proves the point that the depression is not very well organized, and that most of the convection is located east of the center. And thanks so much for watching our video update and being a Hurricane Tracker customer. We will talk to you soon. Have a great day, everybody.